has been on this campus for well over 60 years. Started off as a young professor who Tony and some of us recall as when Dr. Vitalone was a young man. And we are honored to have him here tonight to speak about Tony and his mentoring and warm relationship with him and his family. So without further ado, please welcome Professor Emeritus Gabe Vitalone. And as he comes up to the podium, I want to say, everyone, this man and his wife are role models for us in life.
Tonight marks the end of an era. For the first time in 58 years, there will be no Vitalone or Coletta on the William Patterson faculty. When I retired 24 years ago, I felt that I never really left the campus because Tony was still here. And now, in deference to Yogi, it's over. I met Tony for the first time in 1960 in my freshman gym class. I recognized the Coletta name immediately because I had Joe as a student. And I knew Joe was a good athlete, and the first question I asked him, "Are you related to Joe?" So that was my first words to Tony. Tony came out for baseball in the spring of 1962. I was a baseball coach. And it didn't take me long to realize that he was special. He could hit, he could field, he could run, and he could throw. My boyhood idol had been Joe DiMaggio. And Tony reminded me of Joe. They both played hard and effortlessly. They both were modest concerning their skills. He was a coach's dream. When I retired from coaching the following year, we remained friends. He kept me informed about his work with the Rough Riders, a youth group in Newark that he had been working with. And I was very proud of him. After he graduated, he was hired to teach in Newark, and at first, he had a rough time. But he persevered and was eventually named Teacher of the Year in Newark. When he decided to do graduate work at the University of Connecticut, he was interested in gifted children, and he met several educational leaders who were very good for him, I thought, at that time. During his doctoral work, we had spent some time together. And when he successfully completed it, I was overjoyed. He was looking for a college teaching position, and at that time I was chairman of the Early Childhood and Elementary Education Department. And I asked him to come and work with me. And fortunately for us, he said yes. The year was 1973. And I see from some of the pictures that you're already familiar with the fact that at that time there were several of Tony's classmates who had been hired by the college. Mark Evangelista became the registrar. Dominic Piccolo was dean of students. Tom DiMaselli was director of financial aid. And Vincent Carano and Jim Barecchia were associate deans. Tony was the last of this alumni faculty group, and his 42 years was the longest tenure. I have always referred to this group as my boys. Tony was a dynamo at William Patterson. I mean, you read that tonight all around him. He was a joy to work with. He was a great teacher, and the students loved him. And I know this because they told me so. Department members spoke highly of him, and I know this because they told me so. He taught a zillion different courses. He became known nationally as a leader in early childhood education and parenting. He was in demand as a lecturer throughout the United States. He loved his work, and he performed it tirelessly and happily for 42 years. Somehow, in the divine plan, I became a teacher. I never dreamed it would be so rewarding. Imagine what it's like to meet students in their teens and still be with them in their 70s. At 93, I have seen the dreams that I dreamed for them come true. And as for you, Tony, I'm so glad we met in 1960. We both have come a long way. We've had a storybook relationship, and as your old coach, I'm most proud of you and all that you have accomplished. I love you, Tony.